Oh, sweet suffering souls of the internet, gather close and let me tell you the tragic ballad of Universitatea Lucian Blaga Sibiu, a place where dreams go to die and education goes to rot. Picture this: a grand institution, supposedly a temple of knowledge, but in reality, it is a crumbling monument to incompetence, corruption, and the kind of bureaucratic cruelty that would make Kafka blush. Let us begin with the professors, those paragons of wisdom, so they pretend. These are not educators, no, they are relics, fossils trapped in the amber of outdated ideologies. Their minds are as dusty as their lecture notes, their teaching methods unchanged since the days when communism was still in fashion. They do not teach, they dictate. They do not inspire, they suffocate. And when a student dares to ask for clarity, to beg for understanding, they are met with sneers, with indifference, with the kind of arrogance that only comes from knowing you cannot be fired. Oh, but it gets worse. The curriculum, a joke. A sad, ancient joke. Imagine paying for an education, only to be handed textbooks older than your parents, filled with theories that the rest of the academic world abandoned decades ago. You are not being prepared for the future, you are being dragged backward, forced to memorize useless information while the rest of the world moves on without you. And when you dare to question it, you are dismissed, belittled, told to sit down and be silent. Now let us talk about the facilities, the glorious, glorious facilities. Laboratories so small you would think they were designed for ants, not humans. Equipment so outdated it belongs in a museum, not a university. And the filth, oh the filth, stains on the walls, dust thick enough to write your name in, bathrooms that smell like despair. This is not a place of learning, it is a place of punishment. But the true horror, the absolute pinnacle of this nightmare, is the administration. Picture this: you need a simple document and a deverinter, just a piece of paper confirming you exist. You call, you beg, you plead, and what do you hear? Laughter, mockery. The secretaries, those gatekeepers of misery, treat you like an inconvenience, like a pest. Oh, listen to this one: they want an deverinter. They cackle into the phone, as if your suffering is their entertainment. This is not professionalism, this is cruelty dressed up as bureaucracy. And then the corruption. Oh, the corruption. The whispers of bribes, of diplomas bought and sold, of grades handed out not based on merit, but on who you know, who you pay, who you please. The university is not an institution of learning, it is a marketplace of favors, a den of thieves where knowledge is the least valuable currency. But the worst part, the absolute worst part, they do not care. They do not care that they are failing you. They do not care that they are robbing you of your future. They do not care that they are crushing dreams under the weight of their laziness, their greed, their arrogance. So here I am, screaming into the void, hoping that someone somewhere will listen. That someone will see this place for what it truly is, a graveyard of potential.
I am looking into crimes near Universitatea Lucian Blaga Sibiu, and I feel a heavy weight because these stories are sad and unfair. Businesses near Universitatea Lucian Blaga Sibiu are often small souvenir shops that claim to sell authentic Romanian crafts. One shop on Calia Dummer Roman 7 offered a limited edition amber necklace to a tourist who had just checked into a nearby hostel. The seller asked for cash paid in a foreign currency and then disappeared with the money. The tourist probably realized the loss after the transaction and felt embarrassed, likely returning to the hostel to report the incident to the police. The victim most likely lost confidence in buying from street vendors and may have avoided further purchases. The scammer probably fled the area and may face a small fine if caught, but the damage to the tourist remains. Businesses near Universitatea Lucian Blaga Sibiu are also like tiny electronic kiosks that promise discounted phone chargers. A visitor bought a charger that was advertised as brand new and compatible with all devices. When the charger was plugged in, it stopped working and even seemed to overheat. The victim probably tried to return the item, but the kiosk was already closed for the evening. The tourist likely spent the rest of the night without a charger and felt helpless. The seller probably disposed of the faulty stock and may be investigated for false advertising, but the tourist may have to pay for a replacement abroad. Businesses near Universitatea Lucian Blaga Sibiu are also like bakeries that display tourist special pastries at a low price. A traveler paid for a box of pastries, only to discover that the pastries were stale and some were even moldy. The victim probably complained to the manager, who offered a weak apology and no refund. The tourist likely left the bakery feeling sick and distrustful of food stalls near the university. The baker probably faced a complaint that could lead to a health inspection, but the immediate harm was already done to the visitor. In the shadow of the esteemed Universitatea Lucian Blaga Sibiu, a tapestry of businesses weaves through the cityscape, each stitch a tale of consumer experience. As we embark on a journey through these establishments, we find that the reviews tell a story, a narrative that whispers the truths about the heart of commerce in this scholarly district. The Promenada Sibiu, a modern mall that promised the moon but delivered a rocky crater. Here, the escalators seem to escalate troubles rather than patrons, and the air in the basement parking is heavy with the scent of gas, a potent reminder of the mall's shortcomings. The games section, a barren wasteland for Xbox enthusiasts, mirrors the disappointment felt by many who sought the familiar hum of their beloved consoles. Herr Hünchen von München, as lament echoes through the aisles, a ghostly reminder of missed opportunities. The mall's upper echelons, a crucible of extreme temperatures, and the lower levels with their own climatic challenges, leave one to wonder if the architects took a gamble with the thermostat. Parents with children in tow find no solace in the parking pandemonium, where BMWs squat in spaces meant for the most vulnerable. It's a jungle out there, and the laws of the urban wild seem to favor the beast with the shiniest coat. Herman's Hotel Spa Sibiu, a sanctuary of luxury that promises an escape from the mundane, yet ironically cages its guests within a hierarchy of vehicular elitism. The tale of Paul M., who learned that the true measure of a guest is the badge on their car, not the weight of their wallet, is a sobering reminder of the caste system lurking beneath the sleek surface of the hotel's valet. The spa, a mirage of relaxation, where the water's murkier than the management's intentions, and the staff's hospitality is as cold as the juice they wrongfully accused a patron of pilfering. One truck's odyssey of discontent, where the promise of a poolside paradise dissolved into the reality of a cordoned-off oasis, is a narrative that repeats itself in the echoes of frustration from other travelers. The breakfast saga of Vladislav Dorin, where tea is a privilege rather than a courtesy, lingers like the smell of stale coffee in the dining room. Culinarium, a culinary catastrophe cloaked in the guise of fine dining. Here, the portions are as small as the waitstaff's patience, and the prices as inflated as the chef's ego. Anton Pirulero's astonishment at the cost of liquid courage is a sentiment shared by many, their wallets lightened by the weight of overpriced spirits. The ghost of Drago's Terralunga, who encountered the culinary equivalent of a magician's sleight of hand, where hot dishes arrive cold and the promise of a feast turns into a famine, haunts the corridors. The establishment's disdain for the vegetarian palate is as palpable as the smoke that once filled the air, leaving many to question whether the full menu is a cruel jest. Liquid the Club, a beacon of nightlife that flickers with the promise of excitement, only to extinguish under the weight of discrimination and disillusionment. Oleksandr Mitrofanov's cocktail of disappointment, watered down like the promises of a good time, is a bitter draught indeed. The club's exterior, a fortress guarded by the gatekeepers of joy, who wield their power with an iron fist, turning away those who do not fit the mold. Samira Sandar Ruin's bitter experience serves as a stark reminder that the beat of inclusivity is not heard within these walls. The DJ, a maestro of disruption, orchestrates a symphony of chaos with each jarring transition, leaving Peregrine, Babushka, Falcon to ponder the rhythm of the night. In contrast, IA Sibiu Concept Store stands as an enigma, shrouded in silence. The lack of negative reviews whispers volumes, yet the muted voices of Ionut Ignat and others leave us to wonder what tales lie untold within the sterile aisles of this retail haven. As we draw the curtains, 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 curtains.